Hey, hello. I'm changing. Hey. So yeah, let's back to the streaming. I will put the link into the Facebook. Mm. Mm. So yeah, let's continue to make something. So. Not all. I need to share two more links. Here we go. Yes, like that. What also could be important here? No, it's not. No, 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 no. What I have here, nothing special. So yeah, let's continue to work. No. Wait a second. I need to find that stuff too. Where is it? Where is it? It should be somewhere here, or no? By the way, okay, it's not so important for now. And what I have here, yes. So, uh, I again, I have a wrong name here for my uh, stream. It's a Fisher Cat. Fisher Cat game. Model for game. And text. So here we go. Yeah. Let's start now. So I finished it last few days on these models right over here. It's TV, this chimney stuff, and some circle. I don't know what is this kind of object should be, but it's just like that. Yeah. So what I'm actually need to do, it's to make the outline a little bit thinner, because as I can see right now, it not work really well actually. And yeah, so let's continue. This television, actually, what we should have here for this TV. I believe that it will be great just to have some several buttons here. Maybe we firstly we will plan just a little plan what we will add here. Here one small button and here another one small button, and here we will have this kind of thing. Yes, like that. So it's an angry TV or something. Yeah. And oops, what else I should have here? Mm, so I feel like there is not enough of black things here. And also, I don't like when we have only green color here. It will be great to have some maybe other colors to mix the greenish style just a little bit. Just to have that feeling like of environmental ray tracing or something. Like, like that. Yes? How you feel. And now I will add just these black thick lines because I feel like all this artwork should be pretty close to the comic art for the comic book or something, or maybe to the cartoon style with the outlines. You know, I'm a struggling with most of the outlines in a 3D. Now I have a chance to just test those somehow, to feel how we can actually use the sort of outlines for something. I believe that it should be good because the outlines is always worth. Yeah, they add some reasons for the object. They add uh, interesting view or something. Yeah, and here is this angry things. I would love to add here some red color. I don't know. I'm a big fan of red color. I really like to add just a little bit red to somewhere. Now when I understand like this is some light bulb or diode or something, you can just make this light rays around this thing because it should be it should be exist like a button or something which is already pressed. Yeah. And here, what we have here actually, yes, this place should be much more maybe greenish because usually on some TV station we have a green colors, green button and red button, something like that. Yeah. And here we have this thing. I will add the highlights here, and this black thing actually could be a little thicker, yeah, like that. So, and now as you can see this, TV station is almost done. Yeah. Soon I will switch to another object, but I need to finish with the outlines. And after outlines, I will show some of my tricks, how I managed to add some interesting style to this kind of texture. I just trying to add these little stripes everywhere uh, as a pattern or something. And it's always worth actually. It's always gives some interesting cartoony style, and the texture looks much more interesting with this stuff. And also on the bottom part of the object, it's really useful to add more lines, more and more lines like that, just to have that graphical style, like a like a not a 3D graphic, but a 2D graphic or something. Yeah. And to the sides. Also, there is one thing. What this thing could be important to have here is to add shadows on the side parts to make those like it's pretty close to the wall, and it should be somehow colored with that thingies. And here too, yes, exactly what I'm looking for. Having here, have here these kind of lines like that and like this, like that. So I'm really struggling to make a pretty unique style for a 3D objects actually, because last few games which was developed by the Fat Snail Studios was not really 3D. We always cheat that point. We always try to figure out how to go through the out of this 3D stuff, because we don't have our team members, and like it's so hard to make everything in 3D. But right now I really don't care about how that comments, because I feel like this is a time. This is enough of 2D projects from me, and now I should switch to this kind of platform. Because as always, when you start making some 2D projects, it looks like it's easy to start with, but when you work on the project more and more, you realize like it's harder and harder to make so many stuff, and the quality is not really good because you always trying to figure out how to actually reduce amount of memory to make everything less and less and less. And the 3D objects actually don't really cost so much memory. The textures itself, it's always, but we can back the textures somehow. I don't know right now, but I believe that we will, because the Unity engine and the Unreal engine, they have that packaging system for the textures to make those really small, to make a game not with 14 megabytes or 14 gigabytes or something. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to just make a lot of interesting things on the texture, because the texture is it's an important thing to have an interesting texture, and it's also important thing to have a texture pretty original, like nobody have the same texture as we do, actually, as our game have. Yeah. I'm not sure that this is unique style. I believe that somebody already made something like that, and most of my friends tells me like this is I don't remember this game with these outlines, but Borderlands, yeah, exactly, the Borderlands game. So in Borderlands they have this kind of graphics there. And yeah, now I should figure out the cables. What kind of color should I put on those? I will make those maybe it's better yet to make those lighter at the start, and maybe I will just add some something some colors, and also some black thing on the connectors. Like connectors should be always was touched by somebody. Yeah. And another objects which I'm sure that should be much more darker lines is that lamp. I really want to figure out that lamp, how, and also this cylinder. Where is that lamp? This one. Yeah, as you can see here, we don't really have anything at all. Yeah, I'm already can paint here, but I will start actually. Why the colors it's so different? This is not the same texture, I think. Yeah, this is not my texture. I need to switch to that one. Yeah, exactly. And here I can just measure these lines. You can see like this TV stuff, this ceiling, this stuff too. We have bigger lines and maybe even darker. Now it's no whole darkness here. Yeah. So this line could be thinner. Yeah, like that. And now, I feel like it will be great to make this black thing around this stuff to just hide that corners of that low poly objects, to reduce a little bit that poly count, and to feel like there is a outline. And also I will add a shader with outline after everything, but not right now. Yeah. So here is this black outline. Here, black outline, blackout, blackout, and blackout. I feel like it's enough of blackness for these objects, but only here. This place could be just a little bit more darker. Yeah, like that. Great. I like it. Now I like it. And another thing, maybe we can just add just a little bit of black colors here. Yeah, yeah. Looks like that's enough for now. Maybe not. I know how to do that. I will just switch to the edit mode here. And you know, I not really have a lot of experience. In Blender, but I feel like it could be actually possible. Ah, yeah, it's a vertices. Why it's a vertices? I wanted to use that thing. Select loop. Now I can just move it down just a little bit, just to find out this amount of line thickness. Yeah, like that. I think that is just a perfect line. Yeah, maybe it's too much. No, not too much. Oops. Select loop like that. Yes. Thank you. And now I will add these black outlines for this kind of object. Let's just switch to another texture. It should be this one. No, not this one. This one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Where do we start here? So the first thing I really don't like is that kind of line. Why is so? Uh, why can't actually paint here? Oops. No, no. This is really strange. Sometimes it happens, and I can't see actually any kind of comments about that. Texture paint. Maybe this object is selected right now. Yes. Texture paint. Yes. And hmm. So yeah, one thing I should actually make here is to save that. No. Okay. Let's just to be consistent. It will be great to save as this image. What it was? Ah, yeah, it was same. Yeah, let's just see in 3D Max. Yeah, exactly. And now we should save this ventilation stuff here. Ventilation. Where is it? Ventilation should be. Oh, this is the column, but I'm pretty sure actually. I really don't like this thing here. Just should should make this place a little bit better because I have duplicated this column and now I feel like it should be better. Yeah, and this ventilation stuff here. Is it selected? Yeah, is it selected? And here is not this stuff. Here is it. Yeah, this is this ventilation. And now I will just save that image as a vent is like my ventilation part. And what we actually have here, that's weird. Don't see anything at all. Ah, yeah, it's here actually. No, what the hell? Something is happening here. Looks like something is happening with my video card or something. So yeah, in this object it doesn't work. White sound. Okay, I really don't like just to lose my time here. That's why I love Blender so much, because you just make everything so fast actually. That without anything, without some strange things like the 3D Max do or other software. Because the Blender it's pretty light to work with, especially I'm using right now the shadeless material, which is not really take a lot of memory. And now I can just make everything pretty clear. Yeah, let's move that column. Okay, I will move this thing just to see the whole object. Yeah, like that. And here I should have a much more thicker line. You can see it here, yeah, how thick it is. And where is this place actually? Here is it. I will just make it black. I don't know, I feel like it could be like that because I don't really like when we have not so big uh, surfaces. With the black outlines, it looks pretty rough, you know. It looks not so good as it can be actually. So what I'm actually have here is that kind of black line, yeah, and here too actually. Yeah, it will be great to have black outline everywhere. As much as I can. So yeah, it should be like that. And here I will add a little bit more dark color It's always better to have the black outline. The thicker black outline. I need to check one thing, sorry. Thick. Okay, I just checked the word thick in the English library because it always happens with me uh, that I'm actually using the words not correctly. Sometimes I'm using thinner as a thicker and thicker as a thinner, and I'm always confusing which word means the fat and which word use as a stick, or I don't know how to explain that, as a smaller, yeah. When we have a thicker lines, they feel like they have a weight, you know, they have a pretty much amount of weight, and we can just use that weight as a style, you know, as a style of our texture composition, of our style, I don't know, thingy. Yeah, and also after a few hours, I think after 2 hours, I should start to move to the city center to grab my um, badge to the conference. So tomorrow, I think there should be a game development conference where I take place as a developer, as an indie developer. I will show my last game, which I create with my partner from Russian. It's you can check it online right now in Android market only, uh, with the name The Modern Defense. So yeah, check it please tomorrow, and yeah, or maybe today. uh, black, black, black. I loving black color. Sometimes, yeah. And also, what else I should say here? When we actually work on the 3D models, sometimes it's much more better to work on the unwrapped surfaces to just understand all the UV shells, actually uh, how they how they work with each other, how they sense with each other, and also not forget to add more hues to your texture, because the hues they always give a life to anything. If you add more hues, it's better actually to add warmer hues to the top part of your thingies, like that. I am adding the red color here because, as you can see, we have everywhere this copper stuff with all that things, and the bluish one. I'm always using bluish or purple as a shadow. Yeah, I'm adding it on the bottom part of our object, or maybe even more bluish, then purple, like that. Yeah, I know that maybe sometimes it looks like it's too much, but you always can just add a little bit more greenish color, anything what you want to add, yeah, to just make those much more consistent, much more uh, intrigue. And also you can see like how the unwrap actually work inside of that bottle. I will just name that thing as a bottle. I don't know, I just really like to say the bottle because the form of that thing is pretty bottleish, yeah. So here is another thing, and here I'm still adding more black colors because they always give more sense for this kind of design. And also maybe I'm not sure that maybe I can just make this part as a black. Maybe it could work nicely, or no. But it looks like maybe it worked not better, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like when everything looks like it's garbage or something. Now I feel like it's much more gently looking when I add a black color on the edge of that thing. I don't know, it's like in the shadow. I love the shadows. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Let's just add these black lines here. Firstly, I see like how much actually color I didn't add there, because sometimes I just know that this side of this bottle we will never actually see this in the game. And here is another interesting option. You can just use the line as a brush, you know, it's just like that. Oops, I forgot to use this black color thingies, like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. Yes, like that. Yes, yes. And here, like that, and like that, and like that. Yes, some of the things it's in Blender, it's just amazing. No, it's you will never find some of these options in the Photoshop or in the Blender. Maybe some of those could be actually in the ZBrush or somewhere, but as you know, the ZBrush is so complex. It's for create big, huge, high poly models. I know that it's actually possible to make their low polygon stuff, but still, it's not so fast for me. to make everything done. Yeah? And here I can just use my brush pen and make everything done in a few minutes, just to test it. I'm always need to make everything fast to see, to just understand what I'm actually doing here. Because as an art director, it's really important to see everything as fast as possible. Yeah, like that. Here I have done the same thing as I done here, just that I have added this black color, and I think it works actually pretty well. Let's add the black color on these lines. I will just use again this kind of instrument which provide just lines here. Yeah, like that. I like that. And now let's just finish that stuff like that, like that, like that, that, like that, like that. Yes. Now I feel like it's much more solid, yeah. And what about that textures, that strokes, which is my stylish little strokes, which I'm using for make everything in style of pet snail. You know that strokes, it looks like the shell of the snail or something. Yeah. Sometimes I'm really like this hand painted stuff because it's pretty fast actually. It could be created really fast. It could be created with somebody who actually not really have enough of skills. And also I don't know, I sometimes I found so many interesting inspiring things here when I work on the textures. I feel like I need to add one more extra line here, yeah, but with the line like that, and here too, exactly. And also let's add more colors. Let's add more colors here and here and here and here. It's always worth to use the colors, to use hues for your colors to make everything much more colorful. Because what I'm actually doing here, it's to add a depth, and the story inside your actual texture. because the texture, it's a story itself, the story of an object. Why it should be here, why it's looks like that, why it's have the form like that. So the story, how big your actual parts of that object, how the construction work here, and all these questions should be answered with your feelings or with your paintings, with your stuff. And me as a creator always have my own opinion on some objects, how they should look like, how they should be. Yeah, let's just save that texture right now. Save image as G. Let's check in 3D Max. Oops, my 3D Max it's already closed. Yeah, but overall I'm really glad about that objects, how they looks like. And I believe that they should look the same way in the 3D Max. And yeah, the most interesting thing that I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 models actually for 4 days, you know, with unwrap, with texture, with everything. And for me it's a pretty nice result here to make everything so fast. Yeah. What do we have here? Ah, this part, yeah. That's nice. Only one thing which was created as a first object, this one, looks pretty weird right now. And this one. I need to add more weight to the lines. Yes, so I believe that this is enough for this stream for now. Yeah, let's continue maybe a little bit later, or maybe even tomorrow. Oh, I forgot, tomorrow it's a conference, so maybe I will share something from the conference. See you there, guys. Bye.